Starting in the name of Allah, the most merciful, mighty and gracious to all. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome to the third lecture of Introduction to Management. In this lecture, we are going to study the historical evolution of management. Here we are going to discuss the different thoughts of management. In other words, simply we can say that we will study the different theories related to management. There is a club of theories, but the most important and famous theories we are going to discuss here in this lecture. Some of the theories are mentioned here. That is the scientific theory, administrative theory, bureaucracy theory of management, qualitative and quantitative theory of management, and the last, human relations or organizational behavior, or the famous name Hawthorne study. In this lecture number 3, we are going to discuss these, inshallah, 3 to 4 or 5 theories. Now we are going to discuss our first theory, that is about the scientific theory of management. Now let's start from the first, the scientific theory of management. Before starting the scientific theory of management, let me give you an overview about this theory. اول بزه تاسو لا یو overview یو summary ونه explain کما چې آیا د دې scientific theory basically مطلب سره هدف سره دا چې کومه scientific theory دا basically Frederick Taylor introduce کړی و. And Frederick Taylor was considered as the father of scientific management theory. Scientific management په نوم باندې اول ځل یو پرنسپل یا یو میگزین تاسو ویلی شئ، یو جریده چې کومه ده هغې 1911 کې فرست ټایم انټروډیوس کړی و. And that was published by the name of Principles of Scientific Management. Theory چې کومه famous شوی وه that was basically famous by the name of Scientific Management Theory. As the name implies, scientific management. It means in this theory the Taylor he introduced the scientific techniques to complete a task. Now let me give you some history about this scientific management theory. That comes to Frederick Taylor, the theory pioneer چې کوم دی دا basically یو organization یو company کې production unit manager دا کوئی مشر. No, he was basically very upset. ولې چې دا کم ورکرز د دې انډر وو هغوی ورکرز چې کومو یونټ پروډکشن کې هغوی افیشنسي چې کومه هغه ډېره زیاته لو وه. نو دې وایي چې زه به یو داسې لاره انټروډیوس کړم چې how I can increase their efficiency, how I can increase their productivity. In the very simple words, this theory is basically about that how to increase the productivity of the employees یا workers. او دا چې کوم خلکو دا basically shop level خلکو ground floor خلکو د پاره نورم ساده الفاظ کې دا تھیوري چې کومه دا scientific management ټیلر lower level چې کوم workers دي صحیح شو هغه د پاره introduce کړی و چې how we can improve their productivity. Up initially he said the job کولو چې کومه best طریقه ده he introduced that best one way. It simply means that using scientific method to define one best way to do a job. چې کم یو کارم تاسو کول غواړئ کار کم په ښې طریقې باندې کیږي that is the best way. Like for example lecture ورکولو طریقه چې کومه ده suppose هغه delivery چې کومه ده هغه board هم کیږي live هم کیږي face to face هم کیږي from live sessions هم کیږي and recorded هم کیږي. اب the best way to perform a job is which one? زه وایم suppose چې best way چې کوم دی هغه دا recording lectures دي. نو scientifically Taylor دا وی چې هر یو job چې دی چې کم طریقې سره best کیږي do it. That was the first principle or first point clear under the scientific management theory, that the one best way to perform a job. Then he said that putting the right person on the job with correct tools and equipments. मतलब कम हम कस چې تاسو په جاب باندې ساتئ any of the person you want to employ that person clear on a job, so must be fully equipped with the equipments, tools and techniques. He must clear know the knowledge how to operate the, for example, tools, correct tools with the provide ki. But for example, if I'm operating a laptop, so I should know that how to operate the laptops. Kamasara drill machine there, so I should know that how to, for example, use this drill machine. What is the real way to use this equipment, drill machine? Then he said, have a standardized method of doing the job. Standardized method means fixed away. Your car chide aha fixed ki, standard de jod ki. Like matlab suppose che organization ke या इंस्टीट्यूट की मुंगा लेक्चर वर्कऊ नो लेक्चर वर्कवलो स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड मेथड फॉर एग्जांपल रिकॉर्डिंग लेक्चर जी नो टोल टीचरान चिकम दे आगा दागा मेथड बो फॉलो कई बिकॉज दिस इज द एब्सोल्यूट वे and the best way they sara halki problems. And then he said that economic incentives to the workers. Scientific management Taylor chede he first time introduces the incentives. Incentives means some remunerations, some jaza che wartawayu. Again first time piece per rate chede aga concept introduce karyo. मतलब कि अगर यो employee chede या यो worker chede आज सूरा unit produce कई पर यूनिट छेदे तैशा अगलबो इंसेंटिव मिलावेगी अगलबो फॉर एग्जांपल मार्च मिलावेगी इजाफी मिलावेगी. दैट वाज बेसिकली द कांसेप्ट ऑफ साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी. नो जका टेलर छेदे टेलर दावे चे इनिशियली फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वर्कर्स ता इंसेंटिव पकार दी पीस पर रेट पकार दे स्टैंडर्डाइज मेथड टेक्निक पकार दा चे कम बेस्ट वे दे और दा वली पकार दी बिकॉज आगा बेसिकली वरीड दे पारो चे एम्प्लॉइज कम शॉप लेबर खलकू वर्कर्स अगोई प्रोडक्टिविटी चे कम दा आगा डे बाय डे डिक्रीज किदा. सो देन ही इन्वेंटेड दिस थ्योरी बाय द नेम ऑफ साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी. चिना हर यो चीज चे सिस्टमैटिक पकार दे हैप हैजर्ड न दे पकार. होप इंशाल्लाह a bit idea will be clear. Now we will move to the next slide. Taylor's scientific management principles. टेलर चे दे उसूल बयान करियो चे आया फॉर एग्जांपल कम कम उसूलों ने माने या कि थ्योरी के कम कम पॉइंट्स हो. अवल ने पॉइंट आउट चे ही रिप्लेस द ओल्ड रूल ऑफ थंब मेथड. अवई चे कम जड़ी मेथड जी कना कारूनो तकमील कोलो दे पारा रिमूव इट. न्यू मेथड चे कम दी साइंटिफिक टेक्निक चे कम दी अगना इस्तेफादा हो गई. मतलब फॉर एग्जांपल उस यो एम्प्लॉय रे सही हुआ अगा मैनुअल तरीके सरा ऑन रजिस्टर हो की चीजों ने लिखी. नो टेलर दा वे च द ओल्ड चिकम सिस्टम रवान दे दा लरी कई साइंटिफिक चिकम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिस्टम दे फॉर एग्जांपल अपडेटेड सिस्टम चिकम दे अगर आलो अगर यूज कई. So that was the first development, the first principle that remove the old rule of thumb method. It means use the new technology, new updated methods, remove clear the old traditional methods. Then he introduced scientifically select, train, teach and develop the worker. ना हो कॉमन होने खबर है कि scientifically खलक दासो select कोई scientifically खलक select कोने मतलब दादा properly standard वर्ते जोड़ के चे कम यो कस पे मुंगा hire को ना गई hiring standard बसी. लेकिन जब वाया मैं for example जब यो कस चे दे 80% आगा कस hire को मां चे आगे marks 80% ही. Second जगोरा मां चे the person is good in communication. Third, Saishwa, I have to properly train the people. I have to properly develop the people. That was basically the principle of your scientific management theory. Third, he said, heartily cooperate the workers so as to ensure that all work is done in accordance with the principles of science that has been developed. Why har yo kar de para che de no science yo logic pakar de. Jasanga logically yo kar bunga ko. Like for example, we want to hire the people. Ab why we want to hire the people? What is the reason? Where we want to hire these people, and from where we have to place these people. Now each and everything should be according to a system. So your logic varta pakar de. And the last, divide the work and responsibility almost equally between management and workers. Pakhwa badasiyo che management par sirf aur sirf workers na kar akhasta. Now first time Taylor the idea introduce karala, the principle introduce karo che no कार चे कम दे सही हुआ अगर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट शी मतलब इट डजंट मीन कि मैनेजमेंट सिर्फ वर्कर्स ना कार वाली या पखवा बदासी हो कि वर्कर्स वो प्लानिंग हम कवल और वर्कर्स बचे दे हर बरासल प्लानिंग बे कवल बे अगर पर मुताबिक चे कम दे वर्कर्स चे दे अगर कार बम कवल. नो मैनेजमेंट फर्स्ट टाइम टेलर्स फर्स्ट टाइम हुए चे नो there must be the equal distribution of work between management and workers. Planning chede ab management kai or workers chede, they will be according to the managers. So that was the first key concept or principles about the Taylor's scientific management approach. Nowadays managerian chede aga sanga for example scientific management theory apply ki. Now how today's managers use scientific management approach in the organization? Use time study and motion study. Like for example, gora har your job de para nan sapa time chekam de aga specified shave. There is a time frame. Like for example, zama your task de zekawal wadama and I have to need to complete this task within the 10 minutes. So it means that is the utilization of time. That is the time frame. And that was proposed by the Taylor in scientific management. And then he introduced another motion study. Motion study means che your car kawalo de para the sura effort apply correlation. Like for example, if I clear a task, a job within the repetition of the, let's suppose movements of the body, 5 movements of the body, for example, I can complete a task clear with the 5 movements or repetitions of the body. It means that should be defined. The effort clear should be, the body effort should be described, defined. Why? Because it increases the productivity of the workers. Matlab, simple stated, Taylor da way चित्ता सो कम हम for example productivity increase कवल वाड़े no कम कार चे employee लता सो work करे this time clear, the time of that task must be defined and the movements and the fatigue clear study must be defined. Then we can increase the productivity. And then some organizations के हर यो कार दे परा time frame define showy. And that was the idea behind the scientific management approach. Second, already we have discussed, hire the best qualified employees and design incentive system based on the output. जिसंगा मास्ता सो वो piece per rate. So your employee sura production कई sura unit produce कई per unit अगेता पैसे मिलाविशु. Is it? So that was the whole concept of the scientific management approach. Simply stated, scientific management approach that was concerned about that how to increase the productivity of the employees within the organization. Hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. Now we will move the next theory, that is journal administrative theory. And the journal administrative theory that was first introduced by Henry Fayol. Data kala kala advanced administrative theory हम हुई. They different numuna, but mostly famous chikum numne that is journal administrative theory. Sometimes it is known as operational theory as well. Before starting this theory, let me give you the idea that what basically the Henry Fayol introduced. Kala che scientific theory Taylor introduced करला. At that time, the intentions were only to increase the productivity of the shop floor employees. मतलब चिकम lower level employees you, अगई productivity increases कवलो दे पारा, अगई efficiency increase कवलो दे पारा. Taylor चिकम दे theory work करी हुआ scientific management approach. लेकिन कल चे Henry Fayol रागे Henry Fayol वे चे गुरा organizations के सिर्फ और सिर्फ ground floor या lower level employees नहीं, organization के middle level and top level खलक हम ही. Now, productivity hum muhimmada. So then he said that management, scientific management theory that is applicable to only a specified portion, the lower level positions. But in administrative theory, Henry Fayol suggests that the productivity at the top level and the middle. So for this purpose, he introduces a new concept, a new theory that was journal administrative theory. And this was applicable all over the organization to some extent. Now Henry Fayol introduces the journal administrative theory and then he introduces some principles. They way जो top level management ते पारा या middle level management ते पारा या management productivity effectiveness ते पारा सिस पकार दी. So he introduces different points and these points were famous by the name of principles of Fayol's theory. Number one, that was division of work. The first principle that is division of work. Division of work simply means the specialization, work specialization. It means that the specialized person should perform the specialized task. मतलब कम खलक जो कम सीजनों के specialized थी बायत जो आगा कारुना उकी. Like for example, यो कस जो सोरा यो कार कई repetition कई, is it error chance जे आगा norm कमेगी. So that was first the division of the work. It means work specialization. The specialized person should perform the specified task. Second, that was authority. Now common day power. Next is discipline. Dam common day. Unity of command. Unity of command means that the operative or commanding authority. That within the organization there must be a single commanding authority. Ab didi hadaf didi maksad sade. It means chikura sura हम employees let's suppose group की कार कई नो बाइट अवोई चिकम commanding authority दा आगा यो पकार दा वले चिकल different का सान for example boss she is it like for example within an organization we have 3 or 4 bosses no kala when we have 3 or 4 bosses definitely there will be a problem no अवोई चिकम decision सी अवोई चिकम advice सी आगा बे खलक चिदे डिस्टर्की की नशी मनने नो तक देवे there must be a unity of command. Unity mean यो चे यो boss पकार दे. Safe, hope idea will be clear. Then unity of direction. Unity of direction simply means the total organizations के the total members group की चिकम खलक कार के employees they direction they work efficiency organizational goal achievement they. Well, they are working in the organization. Such a organization ताकि no by total हदफ चिकम दे total direction चिकम दे आगे तरफ दे. Subordinates of individual interest to the general interest. जो कम तासो subordinate employees interest दे बाय जो आगा interest the organization interest सरा match की. Remuneration संग जो मास तासो हुए salary, more than salary, compensation, perks सही हुआ मतलब extra piece per rate, extra work hour मेहनत मने. Centralization simply means that all the authority should be located within a center. मतलब top management चेदे टोला authority जान सरा उसाती. That is known as centralization. Scalar chain. Scalar chain simply means the hierarchy. It simply implies that who is on the top, who is in the middle, and who is clear in the lower level. मतलब top order बुलान देता कई controlling कई और second level चिकम दे अब third level controlling कई. That is known as a scalar chain. Authority, a hierarchy of authority. Second is order. 10th, that is order. Order simply means हर यो सिस तरतीब सरा बाइट पकार दे. कम यो task न पस कम यो task को शुरू की. It means there must be a sequence clear among the work. Upon the completion of one task, what will be the next task? That is clear with according to a sequence. It is simply known as the order. That at the top level there must be the sequence clear among their orders. Next is equity. Equity simply means justice, fairness. That the management must treat their employees with equity. There must be a balance between the management or between the employees. There must be a justice between the employees. Stability of tenure of personnel. It simply means the retention power of the management regarding to employees. How long an employee must be retained by the organization or by the management within a setup. Simply means ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कार सिर्फ और सिर्फ मैनेजमेंट कार सिर्फ और सिर्फ खलक हायरिंग न दे सिर्फ खलक हायर की हायरिंग ना पास चेदे अवोई रिटेन सातन हम दैट इज आल्सो द रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन या मैनेजमेंट. सो नाउ व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट स्ट्रेटजीज adopted by the management that how they can retain, maintain or sustain employees within the organization for the long time period. The 13th one is initiative. Initiative means every time management should back up the employees, that they should be able to take the initiatives. मतलब जो organization the employees जो come ideas ही आगा welcome की, is it that they should be encouraged at all. And the last that is spirit de corps. Spirit de corps simply mean harmony coordination among the employees. So your department bal department sara coordination होगी, your employee bal employee sara coordination होगी. Simply stated. Hope inshallah a bit idea. Now we will move to the next slide, and that is known as under the general administrative theory the next contributor, that was Max Weber. Max Weber, before let me explain the concept of the Max Weber. Max Weber kama theory work kariwa. Max Weber chikamde agita idea wa chukura organizations chide da social units si नो बाइट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चे कम दे आगा यो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव परफॉर्मेंस उकी एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव परफॉर्मेंस मीन कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की हर यो कार दे पारा यो प्रॉपर प्रोसेस पकार दे लाइक अगर नन सब हायरिंग कीगी हायरिंग हैज अ कंप्लीट प्रोसेस चे फायरिंग कीगी फायरिंग हैज अ कंप्लीट प्रोसेस हर यो चीज चे प्रॉपरली रिकॉर्ड कीगी सही शो नन सब सुगुरे चे वर्कआउट कोने परचेजिंग हम ओके कना नो हैव डेफिनेटली इनवॉइस पे जुड़ा हुई even if I am for example buying a pen or stationery to the organization to the office definitely I have to maintain its record that was the concept कि हर your organization क्योंकि social unit थे so each organization must possess a proper authority a proper administrative process your proper structure की कार होगी your proper process methods की कार होगी मतलब हर your car must be carried out clear with a proper sequence that theory was basically known as clear the Max Weber theory or sometimes it is also known as the theory of bureaucracy. Now he said, Max Weber said, the exercise of control on the basis of knowledge, expertise or experiences. मतलब कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के कम हम खलक यो प्रोसेस की कार कई नो बाइट जगह कंट्रोल उसी and control must be on the basis of the knowledge on the basis of the expertise on the basis of the experiences. टेक्निकल पीकनेस पकार दी कंपिटेंसीज पकार दी अथॉरिटेरियन पकार दे अथॉरिटेरियन मीन अथॉरिटी पकार दे स्ट्रक्चर पकार दे हायरार्की पकार दे इट मस्ट बी एक्सप्लेन दैट हु इज ऑन द टॉप हु इज ऑन द मिडल हु इज ऑन द ब्लीड हर यो कस चे कम दे अगे रिस्पांसिबिलिटी एक्सप्लेन पकार दा इन सब तासुकोरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के जे छोरा हम कसान दी हर चा जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन जॉब स्पेसिफिकेशन अगे रोल अगे रिस्पांसिबिलिटी अगे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दैट इज एक्सप्लेन सो दैट वाज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ योर मैक्स वेबर. Now, Max Weber chade again some principles explain kariyu when in theory, and these principles were number one qualification based hiring. Initially, I told you that hiring process must be based on the standards. That was simply called qualification based hiring. Next, merit based promotion. Promotion wahi parmakhtak tha. It means the person who is contributing more, the person who has a productivity inside the organization. The person who is fulfilling the performance standards, so the person must be promoted. So therefore this promotion is known as merit based promotion. Next, chain of command. As I told you, scalar chain already we have discussed. Division of labor. As I told you, division of labor simply means that specified task, specialized clear in the tasks, speciality. The people will perform the repetitive task, they will be more appropriate and the chances of error will be reduced. That is simply known as the division of labor, specialization in the work. Impartial application of rules and procedure. As I told you, Chigura web theory चे कमावा या Weber's bureaucracy theory दा टोटल अंदे पर बारा केवा चे हर यो कार सिस्टमैटिक तरीके से हर यो काल के रूल्स हर यो काल ता यो प्रॉपर मेथड यो प्रोसीजर पकार दे सो एवरी टास्क मस्ट पोजेस अ प्रॉपर रूल एंड प्रोसीजर्स द मेथड द टेक्निक्स haphazardly shouldn't be done the task within the system. Recording in writing जिसंग माता सोए चे हर यो ट्रांजैक्शन दे पारा बाइट रिकॉर्डिंग उशी उन्नन सब तास ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की भी नहीं चे हर यो एक्टिविटी दे पारा वी हैव अ प्रॉपर डॉक्यूमेंटेशन फॉर्म एंड मैनेजर्स सेपरेट फ्रॉम द ऑनर्स मतलब चे कम ऑनर्स दी या कम फॉर एग्जांपल वर्कर्स दी अगर मैनेजमेंट ने जुदा उसी मैनेजमेंट कार बचे मैनेजमेंट कार ब प्लानिंग ऑर्गेनाइजिंग स्टाफिंग लीडिंग कंट्रोलिंग भाई वाइल कम वर्कर्स कार दे वर्कर्स चे दे अब प्लानिंग न की अब सिर्फ और सिर्फ प्रैक्टिकली कार गई मतलब प्लान व मैनेजर जुड़े आगे इम्प्लीमेंटेशन चे कम दे सेक्चुअल अब वर्कर्स कई सो दैट वाज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ द Weber's bureaucracy theory. Hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. Then we have two types of theory. One was known as quantitative approach and the second was known as qualitative approach. Now quantitative approach sometimes it is known as operations research or sometimes it is known as management sciences researches. It evolved from the mathematical and statistical method developed to solve World War II military logistics and quality control problems. Focuses were on statistics, optimization models, information models, and computer simulation. Now let me explain what basically the theory says. Kalachi World War II ushwala no military ke chide kam logistic problems u adir ziyadu. No then they introduced che aya munga chuku che har yo sis che de quantitatively munga applicable ku means at that time the logistic department or the warehouses clear they were at the World War II I'm talking about they were basically facing some sort of problems they were missing some quantity some numbers so then they said that there must be a quantitative approach we have to use some statistical and some mathematical models that how accurately we can quantify the things. No none sabab sasu gore properly che har you sees quantitative techniques are apply kigi, even especially in the research we have different quantitative approaches like gora regression, correlation, hypothesis techniques. The tool sirf or sirf quantitative approaches thi with the help of that we can predict the future events. So that your concept ho about the quantitative approach theory che quantitative techniques istifada ho kai aur aage na che de taso result rahuba chai. Hope a bit idea will be clear. Next we had a qualitative management approach. Intent, focus on the customer, concern for the continual improvement, process focused, improvement in the quality of everything, accurate measurement and empowerment of employee. Or a qualitative approach kamawa the mostly marketing research de para istifada kida, where marketer dawe ya marketing research panel badawe quality enhance the quality, sirf quality enhance ke. No quality basanga enhance kigi that you have to intense focus on the customer. Awal ko munga full focus pa customer maneuver ku. Then we have to get the response from the customer, that what basically customer wants. Is it how, like, for example zama yo institute te ya gora ma che aya zama student tan che de aga sanga mana satisfied ki. Is it? So first I have to concern with the customers, then I have to get response from the customer. Bya bas gora ma che aya students come you sees na come your method na zyada istifada ki, I have to adopt that method. So I have to implement the method. Then जब कोशिश करूँ upgradation in the technology, I have to improve my this method. Like अकुरा उस scenario ताश हो गई, ची scenario दादा जो for example COVID रागले दम, सही शोला system बिल्कुल बंद है. No introduction से दे मुंगा मतलब help वाखा तसना LMS ना, learning management system ना. लेकिन we know learning management system is a way that can deal clear with the students. But there are different flaws in the LMS as well. Now, us munga shagirdano na response akhlu, and then we are going to manage our LMS system according to the needs of our students, our customers. So what we are doing? We are actually enhancing the quality right now. So that is basically this approach is known as quality management approach. Now da hum your concept ho, your theory wa about the qualitative ya quality management approach theory. Hope inshallah a bit idea with me clear. After that we have a new concept, a new era, and that was known as famous by the name of human relation management approach. Yes, sometimes it is known as organizational behavior. That researchers do basically they concept so. They said that efficiency alone is not enough to produce organizational success. Success also depends on treating workers well. They concept though that researcher the human relation management such that school of thoughts they way you could sirf or sirf productivity sara season na sahi ki organization chite kala hum parmaktag nashi kawala sirf or sirf employee productivity sara no dena ilawa workers chikam de agai behavior mane focus kawal pakar di agu tara khat treatment kawal pakar di, then the organization can get success. No bya human relation management and organizational behavior ke there are a lot of theories. They can come to Toluna best of famous theory na, that is Hawthorne studies, which was conducted in 1924 up to 1932, takriban 10 years in a Western Electric company. They get different experiments schedule. And what was the Hawthorne study? Let me first explain. Hawthorne study they basically concept they theory concept per group mane when people they are working in the form of groups, is it? So what about their productivity? So then they conducted different types of experiments. First, initially they conducted the illumination experiment, the light experiment. They do some fluctuations clear with the light. Sometimes they reduce the light, the rate of the light, and sometimes they extend clear the intensity of light. मतलब कला भाई अगर light कमाओ और कला भाई light सेवा करो. सिर्फ दा भी कतल चे आया कम workers दी माने मुंगा दा राना चे कम दा सेवा को या कम को नो आया दी productivity माने से effect रची कदी productivity बारे में से effect न रची. So what happened? Productivity unexpectedly increased under imposed adverse working conditions. चकला अगुई light ज़्यादा करा नो productivity same हुआ. چې کله هغوی لایټ کم کړله نو پروډکټیویټي چې دی ورکر سیوا کړله نو مطلب هغوی ته پته ولګېده چې ایډورس ورکینګ کنډیشنز کې هم پروډکټیو باندې څه دوره اثر نه دی راغلی ولې چې هغوی فکر دا کوو چې کله به موږ لایټ کم کړو نو پروډکټیویټي به کمه شي او چې کله به لایټ فار ایگزامپل مکمل سیوا کړو نو پروډکټیویټي به هم سیوا شي لیکن داسې ونه شو نیکسټ هغوی یو بل ایکسپریمنټ انټروډیوس کړو and that was the incentive plan experiment دلته لیکل شوی هم دی incentive plan experiment یا plans مطلب piece per rate they introduced the incentive plans they said that when workers will produce more they will get more چې کله به دې پروډکشن سیوا کوي لکه فار ایگزامپل یو کس ته 8 ساعته کار کوي هغه ته به معاش ملاويږي لیکن یو نفر فار ایگزامپل 8 ساعتونه مطلب 10 ساعته 12 ساعته کار کوي یا لس یونټونه زیات پروډوس کوي نو بیا به هغې ته انسنټیو ملاویږي نو دوی فکر دا کوو چې څومره هم خلک چې دی انسنټیو به مونږ ورکوو هغه به پروډکشن سیوا کېږي نو دې سره به خو پروډکټیویټي هم سیوا کېږي لیکن دیٹ واز ناٹ د ریئل افیکٹ د افیکٹ اف انسنټیو پلانز واز لیس دین د ایکسپیکټیډ اور ایکسپیکټیشن دی دا فکر کوو چې مونږ به څومره فار ایگزامپل انسنټیو پلان به سیوا کوو پیس پر ریټ به سیوا کوو اوره به پروډکټیویټي سیوا کېږي لیکن پروډکټیویټي سیوا کېده نه سیوا کېده به لیکن دی چې څومره ایکسپیکټیشن وو اوره به نه سیوا کېده یو بل ایکسپیریمنټ کړو there are total 3 experiments یو خو دا لایټ ولو صحیح شوه او یو د انسنټیو ولو او یو دریم هم و دریم چې کومه ډله وه د ګروپ اف امپلویز د ګروپ اف ورکرز هغوی ته دوی انسنټیوز ورنه کړل صحیح شوه لیکن بیا هم هغوی پروډکټیویټي چې کومه ده هغه ټولو نه دواړو نه زیاته وه دواړو ډلو نه زیاته وه they were very astonished at that time چې دوی ته خو مونږ مطلب لایټ هم نه ده ورکړی فیسیلیټي هم نه دي ورکړي انسنټیو هم نه دي ورکړي لیکن بیا هم د دوی پروډکټیویټي ډېره سیوا ده دا ولې نو دوی په دریم ایکسپریمنټ باندې ریسرچ شروع کړله چې وای دوی ته مونږ فیسیلیټي نه ده ورکړې هیڅ انسنټیو نه ده ورکړی سو وای دیئر پروډکټیویټي از های بیا هغو ته پته ولګېده چې کله خلک ډلو په شکل کې کار کوي نو ډلو په شکل کې یو بل سره انفارمل ریلیشنشپ کریټ شي سوشل باونډنس راشي ګروپ چې کوم سوشل نارمز سي دا ریسپیکټ چې کوم دی صحیح شوه دا ټرسټ چې کوم دی دا هارموني چې کومه ده کوارډینیشن چې کوم دی نو دې سره خلک اټومیټیکلی بوسټ اپ شو لکه فار ایگزامپل دوی کسان چې کوم لاست ډلې کې ساتلي وو هغه کې کسان یو بل سره ډېر زیات انټریکټیو یو بل سره ډېر زیات کلوز وو نو کلوزنس دی وجه هغوی ګروپ کې به ډېر طریقه کې ډېر افیکټو کار به کوو سو دین دې کنکلوډیډ that social norms, group standards and attitudes, behaviors more strongly influence the individual's output and work behavior than do monetary incentives. مطلب چې منی خلکو کې دوره تشویق نشي پیدا کولای چې څومره خلکو کې د یو بل سره انفارمل ریلیشنشپ د یو بل اټیټیوډ د یو بل ټرسټ د هارموني دا کریټ کوي So that was the whole concept of the Hawthorne study experiment. So Hawthorne study چې کوم شی و د دې مین آیډیا دا و چې آیا دا ګروپ څنګه افیکټیولی به کار کوي یا within a group هغې پروډکټیویټي به څنګه انکریز کیږي is it that was the experiment conducted by the Hawthorne. Hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. Then the very famous Chester Bernard چې کومه theory وړاندې کړې وه that was famous by the name of cooperation and acceptance of authority theory. Bernard simply way unifying people by clearly formulating an organization purpose and objectives. اولنی هدف د دې تیوري دا چسټر دا وی چې ګوره باید organization چې کله هم ځان ته objective ټاکي whatever the objectives organization want to identify these objectives must be clear to the employees. مطلب چې organization ځان ته چې کوم ګول ساتي کنه باید دغه ګول خلکو ته هم کلیري چې what organization want to achieve چې کوم organization هدف دی کنه دغه هدف چې دی دا ډیکلیئر شي دا کلیئر شي خلکو ته هم چې خلکو ته هم پته ولګي چې why and in which direction they have to put their efforts. پهلا خبره. Second, providing a system of effective communication. باید چې there must be an effective communication transfer system پکار دی. People will be indifferent to managerial directives if they are understood. صحیح شو؟ مطلب simple stated چې کله خلک چې پوه شي هغوی ته هر یو سیز ډیفاین شي roles are clear, goals are clear, objectives are clear, functions are clear, so it means they are easy to understand in each and everything. هغوی performance به خپله ښه شي چې کله امپلوی له هر یو شی کلیر شي کنه نو امپلوی پرفارمنس به اتوماتیکلی ښه شي. فرست تھنګ. سیکنډ are consistent with the purpose of the organization. چې کله خلکو ته organization هدف معلومه شي automatically خلک به خپل هدف کې هم clear شي and their هدف will definitely lead to the organizational هدف. There will be a consistency. Next are compatible with the people's personal interest. خلک چې دی خپل interest کې organization interest په achieve کوي. Like for example ګوره سلام یونیورسيټي هدف څه دی مونږ ته پته ده چې right now clear the era is a crisis area. اوس چې دی پرابلم دی نو اوس زما انټرست چې دی دا دی چې موږ کوشش وکړو چې بیسټ نه بیسټ سرویس پرووایډ کړو. وای بیکاز organization سلام چې کوم دا هغه انټرست څه دی هغه انټرست دا دی چې in the difficult situation we should provide clear a best quality education to the students on the doorsteps on the low cost. نو دا زه څنګه کولای شم دا ځکه کولای شم چې کله زما خپل انټرست خپل لیکچر وکړي then I will lead definitely to the interest of the organizational interest. It means that the people's individuals employed interest will definitely compatible lead to the organizational interest, and the last can actually be carried out by those people. Once the people are cleared, they can definitely carry out clear all the tasks clear by themselves because they are clear enough about their roles. That was the concept of the burnout. So hope inshallah a bit idea will be clear. Thank you so much.